Hey everybody. Sorry. Like, my mics. Where are my mics? Hey. Sorry. Like, I just fixed my audio. How's it going, guys? Is the audio coming through okay? Like, get you to ultra close angle on this. The audio shit. Oh, okay. Well, you're gonna have to like throw out the entire microphone. It's been a while since we did one of these. Oh god. Shit everywhere. It's been a while since I streamed at home. Usually in the office, but good to see you again. Halo. That's you, right? DJ Halo. I saw your messages and responded. Like, I didn't hear from you from your three messages. What happened? I like doing the thread method because it saves me from figuring out my openings. Yeah, you said you were Halo, so DJ Halo, right? I'm always at work. I'm always working through the speak. Okay. Still Rangering, right? Are you Indiana Jones? So what made you make the switch to the new name? Still Rangering. Still playing Firewatch. It's actually kind of awkward to play use this apparatus. And also connected it wrong with GG. Loop is so out of shape now. I'm getting to your message in a minute. Just gotta focus for 1 second. I think. Yes. Maybe. Yeah, I think that's right. That's right. The green is like. There's a little strip in here. Might have got this wrong. Yeah, I think I got this wrong. Man, I've not done this in so long. I'm just screwing up the notes. Definitely not what it sounds right now. Yep. Press. Let's get out of there. Right. Screwing it a lot. Okay. Okay, catching up on messages. Oh, you stream on this. What was I like? Was security guard right now? Oh, so you work several jobs? Is that it? Just stream on this. Okay. So you get 2 different accounts, one for streaming, one for talking. Going to commit suicide with this audio, man. Really, it's like this thing. Okay. Is this better? Is this better? Like, turn down the music volume. My friend is also kind of far away. So, let me know. You give me feedback. Is it better? How's this going? Is this the same project you began with or a new one? So, yeah, this is the same bit of brass. Same brass weave. So we're trying to like just power through it really. So basically just doing the same thing. It's not a new project, we're still on the same project, but we've made progress with the other places. So we've got the good book there. Hard using this apparatus, I'm just using it for the cameras so you guys can see it. But I might give this up if it's yeah, that's the triangle, right? Alright, so we got like a pile of rings to go through. It's just static. All audio, really? By the time you finish it, it'll be a fine quality. Yeah, me too, man. Me too. Is it really that static? How's it's picking up something? I don't know what it is. Alright, I'll try some. Okay, so keep telling me, is the mic good? Digging the tunes, yeah, man. Like we're making Japanese chainmail, so why not just have it Japanese themed? Seems tedious yet rewarding. I'd say so. It's like knitting, really. It's because my video definition is maxing out of bounds. I don't think that's the case. It's like Reddit, you kind of have like half the like a third of the string. If you follow my profile, there are links to the YouTube and the Twitch. So there's actually more in the sides. I just got it framed in the middle for you because Reddit's weird. Reddit doesn't allow me to film sideways, so it's gonna be portrait with Reddit. Oh yeah, like I had the music turned way down for you, because because like you said the audio is shit, so I was trying to like remix the thing. Oh, it's better now. I'll reset the mic, so I just unplugged it and replugged it in, and just cleared out the system. So that was it. It is tedious, but eventually, like, it's because like of the sameness. Because of the samey, like you're doing the same thing each time. Like you have like set expectations on what you're gonna do. So although tedious, like I take pride in the fact that we're going somewhere, and it'll be the greatest armor that we'll ever be. Just reset the mic, basically. That's the problem. I hope it sounds better now. Thanks for the feedback. Thanks for the feedback, Halo. So you're a security guard now? Are you just working several jobs to get by? Is that it? Is that what's going on? That sucks. Well, personally, I've never worked 2 jobs at once. So, I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. But generally, I want only one job to support myself. It's kind of crappy that USA is like that these days. Like, yeah, just doesn't seem right. Yeah. This apparatus is good for presentation, but it's just impractical sometimes. I think my joins are like really impractical. Alright. Nice. Oh, what else am I streaming on? I'm streaming on I'm streaming on all the things: Reddit, Facebook, YouTube. So if Twitch is like screwing up with buffering, you can always go to YouTube. YouTube has the best buffering. Reddit as well. So Reddit kind of has like really shit resolution right now. That's because like Reddit is actually looking at this like 3 times magnified because of how I have my stream set up. So yeah, but you know, this is just having a chill session. Streaming Chainmaille. Yeah, just chill out, relax, guys. Forget about your day's troubles. Whilst I figure out like where the fuck is this ring supposed to go. I think it's supposed to be here. So this style of chainmail is called butted. It's butted because it's just the 2 ends of the ring just pushing up against each other. So like butting ram heads. It's best known for the quick and easy way of chainmail, because otherwise you'd be riveting them closed or welding them closed. Both of them are just too hard to do, like with basic tools. So, wouldn't advise it for anyone to start off. There. And I need to catch up on all the messages. Sorry guys, I just need some intense focus right now, because not only do you have to like close it, but you also have to align it, make the join not noticeable. Alright, what else we got here? So what else am I streaming on? Answer that. What do you mean? I wasn't a ranger yet? Oh, okay, I thought you were like a fully French ranger. That's the dream job, I see. But I got into security. Okay, cause like I thought you said you were a ranger. Never mind. How's security stuff? And I'm making bank, not working at all. Literally working 13 hours a night, 3 nights, and I get 4 days off week. Well, that's cool. 18 an hour. I think 18 an hour is basically like, I don't know, 28 Australians. That's alright. When I become armed, make 22. Whoa, just don't get shot. It's pretty easy to get shot as a security guard. I sit in my car 50% of the time. I see. Nah, Twitch is best. Oh wow, you actually made it all the way to YouTube. No, I was working in the forest, not as a ranger. Oh, okay. So what happened to that? Are you just not? Is it just not the season? Is that what it is? Is it just snowy out there right now? Alright, sorry Reddit, I've been neglecting chat. So knitting for men. That's exactly right. If you guys are into the tunes, I could just link you guys the SoundCloud if you like. Nah, I moved to Washington State. Oh, you did say you were making that move. Settled in? Oh, by the way, like DJ Halo. So there's like one guy on Twitch who's now moved to YouTube, and he's exploring where the conversation is. So Halo, if you wanted to know where the conversation was, the conversation is happening on Reddit, but you're gonna lose like 2/3 of the resolution. So, yeah. So, and it's also harder to find on Reddit. You'll have to search up Senpai TV on Reddit to see what the conversation is. But knitting for men, yes. Seems tedious. It is, but because you generally know what you're going to be doing, you can generally just zone out and do other things. So, best recommendation is to do this and listen to a podcast or something. Or like if you're good enough, like do it while watching an episode, or like watching Netflix. It's just something you can do like without too much concentration. Except I'm concentrating quite heavily because it's super awkward how this works. Do you guys like the apparatus, or would you? Personally, I just want to like just have it on the floor or on the table. Do you like the apparatus and see how it's done? Because I'm still trying to get used to it. So it's super slow for me to get to it. Yeah, it is. Knitting for men. Got past that. Turn off music. You guys don't want music? I can turn it off for Reddit if you like. You don't like music? We'll do that. If 5 people vote music off, I'll turn music on. The sound is rooted. Oh wait, I'm still trying to catch up. So is it still rooted, guys? Is it still bad? Always love Chainmaille. Nice. So if I put this on, I'll win my knife fight next week. What's the deal here? I would recommend, if you are gonna use Chainmaille for if you're gonna use Chainmaille for protection, don't use this, because this is brass. Brass is really soft, so wouldn't recommend it. Getting enough slack to do all this. Brass is really soft, so it will generally break apart. But I think for for slashing attacks, it's still pretty good. I think if you wore this as opposed to a shirt, it would definitely offer some protection. But definitely steel is the standard for chainmail. The reason why I'm doing this isn't brass, is just for costuming reasons. I was toying with the idea of having a gold-ish weave for the aesthetic that I want to go for. So I wanted to try for a gold tint, but gold tint aluminium is pretty bad looking. It just looks so unnatural, and gold is way too expensive. So the best thing, really, as a good compromise, is brass. Brass is relatively cheap if you know where to get it. I know a lot of. I'm at like I was lucky to come across like a wire supplier that sells it in bulk. But if you go for like, I don't know, I think for everyone watching the US, I think the Ring Lord is okay, you know, the ringlord.com. But I generally don't trust like retailers that have already made the rings, because generally they already sell them at a markup, and the markup is dumb and ridiculous, at least here in Australia. So yeah, I don't know how it compares if you buy flat out rings. But what I do is that I turn my own rings, so I just buy bulk amounts of wire and then create my own rings. That's how I got around the cost issue with this particular piece. So I've got like 100 meters of wire, and it only costs like $40. 100 meters of wire produces quite a bit of rings, but you'll need like literal kilometers of the stuff to make any headway. So yeah, it is basically knitting for men. It's a pretty cool hobby. Oh, cool, yeah, it's fixed. Sorry, Wakito, it's fixed. Fixed the audio. Yep, nice. Or is this chains that I'll mail? No, I'm not gonna mail these chains. I'm weaving these chains together. It's better. It's chain weaving, or making chains. Knitting for men. Basically is. Have you tried LinkedIn? I have not tried LinkedIn. What, as a platform to stream on? I don't think LinkedIn would be interested in this sort of stuff. If Etsy had a stream, maybe, but I can't imagine LinkedIn doing this, to be quite honest. You know, LinkedIn did streams. I don't know if they do like number of Slack, comes with that. We just deal with this. I think I did that right. Yeah, I did it right. Okay. That's cool. Maybe if it was flat like a trampoline. Yeah, alright, let's try it. Like, I'm gonna try it without the apparatus, because it's kind of weird playing the harp, basically. Does it not hurt the knight's hair to take it off? It doesn't, because you don't wear this directly on your head. You generally wear like a cloth cap underneath. So that's generally how it doesn't, hurt. Because they don't wear it on directly. There's always padding underneath. I'm a bikini like this one. Yeah, it's actually really easy to make. You can, so like literally, like if you have a bikini you want to armor up in like chainmail, you literally just take the bikini and then you can just sew the chainmail directly on it. Alright, so we're going to just change it up a little, guys. I'm going to just weave the chainmail on the table. So get my bearings on where I'm going. And I'm going to adjust the camera. Let me know if you prefer this angle or the other angle. And then you've got like a lot of new faces in here, but for everyone that has been tuning in, like all the old fans, man, it really does look like noodles.
Looks like Maggi noodles. For everyone that's been that has been a long time fan, like Mr. Indiana Jones over here. Just a bit of like an update for you. We upgraded our setup, so we can now do like extreme close-ups of like the stuff we're working on. So you can see every little wrinkle in my hand. You just gotta be like very aware of where like your guys' field of view. This is like super. You also gotta like figure out which ring goes where. Is there? Do you prefer this or do you prefer the harp? Like, do either, but it's gonna be like, whoa, what the hell's? Oh, it's the focus, right? So yeah, that's another problem. I'm gonna be moving around my hands a lot, so like I might do things off camera a lot. At least with the field of view, like with the harp, it's like stationary. You can see what's going on. Just gotta remember to do things like in this area. So let me know what you guys prefer. It's gonna be a bit of adjustment all around. Maybe I can just tilt this upwards a bit so I can at least like work off the floor. There. Hold my weave. Have you tried streaming on Twitch? Yeah. Have I tried streaming on Twitch? Yeah, it's like, gold is way too expensive. Jesus. California trash. Well, no cap here, going back to Twitch. Wait, the delay is shorter here. Yeah, it is. It's like almost instant. Because, like, I'm sorry, well, the delay in me responding though, it hasn't changed because there's so many messages. Everybody's like on here and talking. What's going on? Just desperately trying to catch up to chat. But yeah, like YouTube gives like free benefits that you need to be Twitch partner to do. Mainly the like the delay. Like there's instant delay and it's free to stream on YouTube. So free benefits, basically. So yeah, the delay is way shorter here on YouTube. I don't have to be like a YouTube partner to get it, so that's pretty neat. Use it when the enemy is using arrows. See, that's the thing though, like Chainmaille is really weak versus like puncture. So, because the puncture movement really, the puncture really breaks apart rings really easily, especially if they're not welded. So, to the guy that was talking before, will this protect you? It will protect you from like cutting type attacks, but if someone tries to stab you, it's not going to help very much. Definitely not this, because it is a softer metal, so that means it'll bend out more easily. I know this from personal experience because, not from being stabbed, but when I'm twisting the pliers, it's a way easier time to. It's way easier to manipulate brass than just steel. because I have to spend a lot more effort cutting the rings when it's steel, and also bending the rings when it's steel. But with brass, it's like super soft and easy. So, I have a growing concern. Like, this could be an unfounded concern, but I think there is some concern in like, will the brass collapse under its own weight, or like tear under its own weight? And it's entirely possible because this brass isn't that strong. I mean, like, right now this weave like won't break, but eventually, like, when this gets long enough, it'll get heavier and heavier, and at one point will the rings start to stretch. Yeah. Anyway, gold is way too expensive. You should put like 2 hidden chains of gold in there just to buy a bit of gold. Maybe, but it'll be so obvious where the gold is. Like, because like brass eventually tarnishes, so it will like fade, whereas gold won't. So it'll be super obvious where the gold is. But maybe like I'll have like a gold chain in the weave that just says send nudes eventually. Yeah, it's just knitting for guys. Alright, LinkedIn. Oh, I get it. Sorry. Have I tried LinkedIn? No, but in some circles and maybe some social rings, they might. Lol. Man, there's like a comedy show happening in Reddit. Maybe you think it's fly like a trampoline, maybe. But it is a style of chainmail and chins, I guess. Like, I get it, butt chins. It's only describing, well, it's describing like how the rings are joined. So if you didn't want to make this and you want to buy some, generally like look at the spec. They will say, oh, is it butted, is it welded, is it riveted? And most of the cheap ones will be butted because nobody has time for that. Sometimes you can go halfway, so like you could mix in like washes, because that's what some chainmails do. So they don't use wire. Some of them don't use wire. Some of them just use like flat pieces of metal, or they just bought a whole bunch of washers and then just cut some. So what you can do is that you can mix and match like washers that haven't been broken, and then just mix that into the weave. So you'll have like half your rings will be like fully welded and half of it will be butted. And with that kind of mix, you save a lot of time because you don't have to spend any time really joining the rings, because you just buy a whole bunch of washers. So that's a style of chainmail. Like you can get rings that have been punched. So that's basically what a washer is. It's just been punched out of a sheet of steel. That works. You could very easily make an entire chainmail suit out of washers. Basically the same thing, it's just the rings will look very flat. But I've made mine out of raw brass wire. don't know if I'll ever use gold. Because that shit's really expensive. I think a kilo of gold is like $100,000. It's just too much, man. It's just too much. Nice. Okay, I'm not confused. That's good. Sorry, roast tomatoes. So you didn't have to work over the top of it, like ram horns or chins. What? I don't have to. No, I don't. I don't have to use the harp or apparatus. I made that in the beginning thinking I would need it because I would get lost, but you could just do it like by hand. It just looks way less interesting because you can't see the progress, but that's okay. It's super easy to get lost though, like with this particular weave, because all the rings look the same because they literally are the same. So this is a weave that uses a single ring for everything, which is why it looks like very even and noodly. I have an example over here where it uses two different types of rings. So one variation you could do is that you can make the so there's two types of rings here. Basically, there are the connecting rings, which connect that only connect two rings together, and then you have the rings that lie horizontally, which have several rings coming out of it. So I just like to call them jump rings and connection rings. So the connection rings are the same size as the jump rings, and that's why it looks really even. Here is a weave, my steel weave. So this is my combat weave out of steel. So this is the one I'm planning to use at full contact. So in this case, I've changed the jump rings to 10 mils, and I've minimized the connection rings, and I used two of them. So this is like an insane weave called 12-in-1 because there's 12 connections for every one ring. So just to be insane. So this is a 6-in-1, which is like a hex weave. You just have one connection, but to have 12-in-1, you use two connections, and the look changes dramatically, right? So as you can see, it looks way different. So you can very easily like change the look by changing up the rings that you use. So changing the size is one way. Another way is to change the shape. So you don't have to use a circular ring. You can actually use like ovals, or you could even use like squares. But the difference is that you can't just coil it around a pole. You need to like hammer it and bend it around like a square rod or something similar. So the Japanese, they used circular jump rings, but sometimes they used like rectangle connection rings. So it makes the weave basically flatter, but it also makes it look different. There are several ways to go at this, like depending on your look and style. There are many patterns online that you can do. Just look at and just pick one you like. It's really interesting because European chainmail takes this one step further, and then they kind of like go ham in like making the densest chainmail weave ever. So they do different patterns of chainmail. So take a look at something called Kingsmail. It is the most insane weave ever. it's like it's a 12-in-1 weave, but they do it so differently, and they weave it in such a way that there are no gaps in the chainmail. You can't see through it. It looks pretty cool. It looks like a skin of some kind, but it's a bitch to put together. That's why, like back then and now, it's still very expensive and something like that. But someday I want to try doing it traditionally. Like, I want to be able to rivet a set of chainmail to like kingsmail together, just for the insane challenge of it. Someday. I'm just trying to like roll this one out right now. LinkedIn was gold. Sure was. Weird defect to be proud of. What do you mean defect? What am I proud of again? Are you making riveted chainmail? No, this is butted. Riveted is like you hammer the ends flat. So basically here you got to like make your rings overlap a little bit, and then you got to do so much blacksmithing after that. So, alright. So for just want to show you real quick. As you can see here, this is the ring that we're using. This is the ring we're using. It doesn't overlap. Went on for so long, like Reddit just timed out. Whoops. Have you tried streaming on Twitch? Lol. Can you make me a chastity belt? The forbidden ramen. Yeah. Oh, chastity belt? Ooh, I don't know. I don't think you can make a chastity belt out of chainmail. It would just be too... It's too it's not waterproof. You could probably come through this. Like it's just full of holes. So I don't think a chainmail would be good for a chastity belt. We reached the end of, so as you were paying attention, we were like sewing on basically a thread, and now we're going to make another thread. So we're going to start another chainmail. So just need to change the thread to make a chain basically. Start the chainmail. Start emailing random people. The forbidden ramen. Nice, you're like a professional jewelry stream. Yeah. I mean, I just know how to chainmail, dude. I don't know anything about jewelry. But, maybe something I could get into. I don't know. World is my oyster. Professional jewelry streams would have this all automated. It would look very boring, and there's no interaction, right? Like, there's no... Just like, oh, I press button, and it makes chain. Maybe someday where I have like that automated machine. Like there are different styles of chain. How do you know where to put each ring? I'll show you like after I read the rest of your messages. Just remind me at the end of how I know where to put each ring. I've developed a system to never get lost. I'll show you. How the hell did they do this back then? Oh, no. Like, back then, like, chainmail is really, really expensive to make, and you just literally had blacksmiths do this all the time, all day, every day. So at some point I will show, like, I hope, like, if I can get the tools together, I would like to do some forging. And once I have a forge, once I get approvals for a forge at my makerspace, I'll show you. I'll do a video on how to do chainmail properly, like the riveted way historically. But it takes a lot of time. Without players, you got to remember though, back then the goal wasn't to kill your enemy. Most of the time, the goal was to knock out your enemies, top tier men, and claim them as your own. Really? I think a lot of killing was involved. Flash that gold. How's it going, bro? Hey, Mr. Niner. What's up? A lot has happened. It's going great. We finally have the stream together at home. So you don't know this. You might not know this, but when I stream from the workshop, I stream from my mobile. But we have upgraded since. And now we have a DSLR camera that's doing most of the things. So we can do cool things like zoom and enhance. If we get the camera angle right. So we're gonna do cool things like zoom and enhance. Can't do that with a mobile. So that's as far as we can zoom in. You can see like all the little joins and rings there. And also look at that color correction. It's going brown. It's just 2 gold, so it's going brown. And if we zoom back out, it's going to turn green again. So yeah, we have upgraded the camera, and it's gone great so far. I really was very dependent on like the mobile app being good, but it never improved the way I liked it to. So now fully streaming off OBS with our custom setup. So now we're streaming wirelessly from a DSLR camera. It cost quite a bit to set up, so I hope it was a good move. That looks sexy as well. I'm gonna bust now. You gonna bust now? Oh man. Can you make me a Mithril shirt? Well, I hate to break it to you, but Mithril is not a real thing. First of all, there's no metal in existence called Mithril. So it would have to be fate. Now, it really depends, right? Like, so it really depends on what you want to use it for. So at this point, I'm at a stage where I have 2 different leaves for 2 different reasons. So what do you want to use it for? Do you want to use it for training? Do you want to use it for protection? Because I know like chainmail is still in use today. People like have chainmail gloves when they're handling like lobsters and stuff. So there's that. Do you want to use it for protection? Do you want to use it for work? Do you want it to just look good? Because if you just want it to look good, then we could just go with like cheap materials and just focus on the look. Whereas like if you wanted it for real protection, then we have to choose a different material. So yeah, it really depends what you need. Man, look at that color adjustment. It's trying to get rid of the blue, and now it looks super green. So yeah, that's what we get for a DSLR camera for 1K. So yeah, you can. It'll just take a heaps long time because it's super slow to make. Like handcrafting is slow. It'll take up a lot of time. It's probably easier just to get you started and then you can figure out if you want to like continue weaving it together. Alright, so Halo, I hope you're still there. So you wanted to know how do I know where to link them together. So this hex pattern is, well, like when you break down this pattern into its base elements, you're just dealing with triangles. So all you got to do is just keep making the triangles. So with this weave, if you hold it up, you can see all the little triangles, right? So, and 6 triangles makes a hex. So you can see here, like, you're just dealing with triangles. So here, when we hold this up, right, you can see, like, there is, like, 5 rings that are forming a hex in the center there. Like that. You can see like there's 1 ring missing out of that hex. So you're just gonna form 2 triangles up here. And when it comes down to it, the way I like to do it is I like to make a chain first, because the chain is super easy to make. Like it doesn't even matter like which side of the chain you add the link on, as long as you make the chain longer. That's all you got to do. So step 1 for me is making a chain. And once you have a long enough chain, you just connect one side of the chain to where you want to continue off, and then you just connect the string together. I'll show you what I mean once I have a long enough chain. So right now we're just making this chain. clip it onto the end. Turn down for what? Zoom in the hands. Alright, so this is a decent sized chain. It's long enough. So I'm just trying to, like, with the weave I'm trying to do, I'm just trying to like finish off an edge. It's like, this is the entire thing. I hope I'm going the right way. Okay, so we just take the chain and we attach it to where we left off. So we just link that using ring. This is where I clearly left off, so I'm just going to hook it up there. Hook up the rest of the chain. Just put on the end there, and just link it together. So, pad the edges. Okay. So now we have like a thread coming off the chain, and it's super easy to like just align that thread and figure out where it's supposed to link together. So as you can see, it's already starting to line up, so you can just connect those together. But for me personally, I found that the trick to do is just skip. You need to just count 2 linkages and attach it. So if we're looking at, this is the link coming off it. Right? This is the link coming off the weave. So I want to attach here. So I count two links, and then the ring that I end up after 2 links is the one I attach to. So from where I hooked it, it's 1, 2, and then it must be this ring. And then you just hook that on. And then you just close the link here. So you just count two connections, and then the ring you end up on is the one you link together. So as you can see here, like by counting the linkages, you basically just count. You're basically counting 2 sides of the triangle you're trying to make, and the one you're linking is the 3rd edge. So that just ends up being like a really simple system of trying to figure out like what rings to link it to. So we'll do it again. You could do it on the thread edge as well. So if you were thinking about where to link it from the thread perspective, might be easier when you're starting out, just to figure out, okay, here's my thread. This is obviously the thread that I'm working with. So what links where? So this is the closest jump ring that I can get closest jump ring I can get on that edge. So to figure out where I need to connect it, I'm just going to count 2 links again, 1, 2, and then it must connect here. And that's just a really simple way of how I keep track. Once you link that together, that's super easy. Right. Another perfect link. Yeah. So that's how I keep track. The things that got me confused at first was like trying to figure out what was a jump ring and what was a connection. So the easiest way to tell if a ring is a jump or a connection is how many rings link into it. Connections only ever touch 2 rings on either end, but jump rings have several rings going into it. So especially with the hex pattern, you can see on like can see like on this corner here, you can see that we have three connections going into that corner, right? So that must mean this flat ring here must be a jump ring, and then the other two is a connection ring. So it's important to make that distinction, because if you get confused, you're gonna screw up your pattern. If you connect like a connection ring, if you link a connection ring to a jump ring, it just makes a little wrinkle, and it sucks. It sucks to look at. The human eye is really good at picking up patterns, so you'll notice that super quickly. So that's how I figure it out. And as you can see here, like if you studied, the jump, if you studied the connection only ever links two rings together. It has no rings going into it, or it only has two rings going into it as a connection ring. So therefore it must be a connection. So that's how you can tell. You count the number of connections. If it's like 2, then it must be a connection. If it's more than 2, then it must be a jump. So that's how I keep track. That's what works for me. I had to come up with that system because it was super easy to like get lost, because all the rings are literally the same. Alright, so there's a corner I have to do here because there's like 5. And I'm trying to figure out what links to what. I want to link the middle one just to be even, so I just count 1, 2 jumps. That's 1, and then 2. Must link here. Works every time. So now that I've linked that corner, I just have to finish off that corner. Just open up that ring. Like I said, so like we have a bit of a nick here. The corner's not like fully woven. I don't know if you can see that. So the corner's not like fully woven together. So we're just gonna pick a ring. You can see that's on that corner. Which one does this link to? I'm going to count 2 jumps away. Must link here. That's generally how it's done, and then you just keep going. If you ever get lost, just count the number of connections. Quickly find where you are. It's a really simple system. And once we have that link, we have that corner all tied up. So, all tied up. And then you just keep going. So with the cool thing about the thread system is that, thread is already attached. Thread tells you where you are because it's already attached. You just got to figure out where to link the next part in the chain. So, you can easily find your thread by like pulling on it, tugging on it. You have your thread. Okay, and now that's hooked onto the corner. So the chain's going up here. So it must be 1 across. Count. So I'm going to start here. Which ring is it going to link to? Oh, sometimes that happens, and then then you cry because it's really hard to find out. You drop it. So which ring does it link to? 2 jumps away. Must link it. Works every time. And that's generally the hex pattern. Super easy. So yeah, and then we made our first triangle on that edge. So that's how I do it. Whew. Legit thought you were attacking ramen with those needle nose pliers. I was scrolling by really fast. Yep. Welcome to noodle school. It does look like Maggie's, doesn't it? Looks like Maggie's. You put it in hot boiling water. hope that explains things, Halo. Attacking the ramen. What kind of camera do I use? I use a Canon M6. It's the first Mark 1, but you're better off with the Mark 2. I got it for cheap. Like, the story was that they were selling the display model, and then they gave me a new one instead, because they couldn't be bothered taking it out of the cabinet. So, I got a new one. Got a new one for a display model price, which I'll take any day of the week. But it's still pretty expensive camera. And it doesn't really work the way I want it to, but works well enough. But I bought the camera, the Canon M6, and it came with the zoom kit as well, the lens kit. So I guess I suppose it was good value, because generally, like when you buy those, oh god, I linked it wrong. I wanted to link it to one ring, but I linked it to two. Ugh, I'll do it again. Where was I? So like usually when you buy those cameras, they don't come with lenses, but I got one with a pretty good lens, so I guess it was a good deal. Are you in Australia or the US? I think if you're in Australia, it's possible for you to order one too. I think that deal may be still up. I don't know. Okay, that's better. Is it connected to my phone? Nope, it's connected to the PC. So I'm using the HDMI connection. So you can output HDMI to your PC. You just need a capture card. So I'm not using the phone, I'm using a DSLR camera that is using its HDMI output. I'm feeding that HDMI output to a capture card, which is turning it into a video signal that I can use on the Reddit app. I'm using two cameras actually, so this one right here is the webcam, and the main one is the DSLR camera. So I can show you actually. Let's see, these two together. Alright, so if you look super carefully, this is the webcam that I'm using, and then if you look at the webcam, this is the DSLR camera. So it is just a camera. It's a Canon M6. You see underneath the camera there. There it is. It's the EOS M6. It's like this is what the camera looks like. I hope that helps. It is possible to get this setup kind of going, but it is going to be pricey. It's a very expensive setup. No, it's connected to the PC. Where am I in Australia? I'm in New South Wales as well. So I got this camera from Sydney. Let me see if I can pull up a ad. I wonder if it's still there. JB Hi-Fi. I got it from JB Hi-Fi. I think they were just trying to get rid of their M6s. Oh wow, it's still there. And it's even cheaper than before. Alright, so wow, they knocked it down a bit, so you can get one for cheap as well. Alright, I'm just going to use the main camera. So, this is JB Hi-Fi website. This is the one I got. So it is an EOS M6 mirrorless camera, and it comes with a 150mm lens. So see how it says X display? So I went down there and got one. I had it delivered to a store. Well, actually, you have to go down and get it. So it's in Sydney. So you have to drive down and get it. They might do delivery. I don't know. But that particular... This is the camera. So when I went down there in person... when I went down there in person to get it, they were like, oh, we can't be bothered taking the display model out of the cabinet. We're just going to give you a new one. So they gave me a new one. They still have that ad up, so I think you can go down there and get it too. But that's how it goes. I was wondering how people have really good quality. Oh yeah, it's just the cameras that we use. So you just need to invest in your infrastructure a little bit. But a DSLR camera really helps. Mainly because the lenses are better, and it also outputs HDMI. So a lot of people on Reddit are using their mobile phones. So it's like a 3-megapixel camera or whatever. Fine, but it's not going to measure up to like a camera, like a Canon or a DSLR camera. And you can only buy like very particular models of camera, because not all of them do like the HDMI output. And there's also a little bit of work that you need to do on the camera as well. Like to get a screen, to get clean HDMI, you need to do a few hacks. So it's not easy to get. It's not that. It's a little tricky to get this camera going where you need it to. But after it's all done, it looks just fine. So yeah. I did some research on how to do it. So, I mean, like, if it doesn't work out, you can always return it. But the advantage of having a DSLR camera is that you can like zoom in. The quality will still be pretty good. You can like zoom in. This is like the max zoom. You can't do that with a mobile phone. Like do max zooms in. See what the Chainmaille really looks like, and also the autofocus and the color focus too. It is a pretty good deal. Yeah, exactly. Like you have that manual focus with the lens, but it is pretty pricey. It's $850. That's just for the camera. You'll also need like if you want to you might want a tripod for the camera, so that's probably, I don't know, another $50 for a tripod. And from there, it really depends on what you want to do with it. Do you want to take it outside? Is it just going to be basically a better webcam? Because like I can do this with the camera, right? I can do. I built like a rig around the camera, so now like with the camera, I can actually pick it up and move it around and stream wirelessly with it. So to get the setup I have, you need to do a little more work. So now you can see like my camera is like being held in my hands. So I'm moving it around. I can move it around the room. I can give you a tour of my house if I wanted. Like this is like I could do this with my camera. Another advantage, I mean, you can do this with the mobile as well, but you can get it to the point where the camera is like streaming wirelessly from where you need to. I wanted this set up because I want to stream outside and take the camera with me, and also like film wirelessly without having a PowerPoint or anything, without cables. So if you want, like, you can do something like that with this camera, but it will require a few more components to get it working. And you also need to do hacks. The hacks aren't hard, just tricky. Sorry, annoying. Can you say again what the stuff is that you need other than the DSLR? You take notes. Okay. Sure. Alright. So, first of all, you will need a capture card. So there is I wonder if I can do this. Alright, I'm gonna switch the output to my PC. Alright, you'll need a couple of components to make it go wireless. Let me just try and display capture. Alright, awesome. So obviously you can see like this is my desktop and you can see what's going on. Alright. Okay, so just trying to figure out like how to do this. Yeah, okay, I think that's alright. Yeah, I think this is fine. Alright, so okay, so first you need a camera, and then depends what you want to do with it. If you want to stream for a long time, you're going to need to get something called a dummy battery. So with the camera, let me see if I can show you. Okay, so alright, so there's if you wanna stream for a long time, you first need to address the power. The battery inside the camera, like you'll get like a tiny battery that goes inside the camera. It doesn't last very long, so you need to like basically ramp up your power system first. So this is an NPF battery. So it's an NPF battery. You can see down here what it looks like. Or rather, maybe I'll show you on the camera. Okay. So this is an NPF. This is an NPF battery. right? It's by Newer, it's not by Sony. It's like a Sony design, but there are plenty of third-party ones. See how it says NPF here? So it's an NPF 970, which is a pretty beefy battery. It's almost on par with like power banks. So this is like a 660 milliamp battery. Will last for ages. You can get bigger batteries, like you can go up to 10,000 if you want. The 6 came with the charger I got, so 6 is way beefier. To give you an idea, I'm just going to search it up real quick. M6 Canon M6 battery spec. Specifications and features, Canon M6. I'm just searching this up for you. Yeah, not much. Lens, focusing, exposure control, shutter. That's not what I want. Just want the battery type. Alright, so this is the type of battery you got. And when you search up, it's an LPE17, so you gotta go into like battery types. But I've gotten like all the specs researched. But when you do your own research, you can see like, I wonder, spec. Just search it up. LPE17 battery spec. So many pop-ups, gross. It doesn't even tell me about the battery, gross. What is this? I think Ted's Cameras is a reliable website, but no, it's just a shop. I just want the Canon specs, man. Specifications, Canon. We're just going back into. I wonder if I have the charger around here. Where's my original battery? I think I packed it away. I'm just trying to figure it out. LPE17 battery, milliamps. Probably focusing on just too much, but I just wanted to give you a gauge on like how big that is. It's really small. I cannot emphasize how. Alright, there we go. So it's right there on the cover. So as you can see by looking at this picture, that it is 1,040 milliamps. That's 1,004 milliamps. So with this battery that I'm going to show you, so that's, just keep in mind, like the stock battery you get is 1,040, where this is like 6,600. So this is 6 times beefier than the battery that they give you. So you might. The question on your mind is like, how do you get this battery connected to that? Because, you know, the LPE17, the stock battery, has its own, has a different shape. You can't fit this inside the camera. So if you look very carefully, like, with the second camera, so you can see one of these batteries like hooked off the side. So you'll need one of these. So this is one component you'll need. This is a battery plate. It's pretty nameless, but it's called a battery plate. And you write this down, you need an NPF battery plate. So the NPF, so you know the LP's E17, that's kind of the code for the Canon batteries. The NPF is the code for Sony batteries. So you can actually hook these into Sony cameras, because Sony cameras can actually hook these up. But on eBay, and it's particularly like out of sellers out of China, that they've made like a really cheap like a NPF battery plate. So this is a plate that you could just hook the battery into, and then this basically becomes like your power pack. And then once you got your battery plate, so your NPF battery plate, you'll need to connect it to your camera. So what you do is that you search up something called a... This is where codes are important, but our battery is called the LPE17. So what you do is, see, that is here, LPE17. So you'll need something called, you need to connect with something called a you'll need to connect something called a LP E17 dummy battery, right? So a dummy battery is essentially turning, it's basically turning your battery into a power cord. So if you look at images, I'll show you what one looks like. So this is what it looks like, right? So this is what a dummy battery looks like. So it's basically the shape of your battery, but it's got a cord coming out. And you want one that generally connects to that battery plate that you searched up earlier. So usually they're grouped up with a battery plate. I need to order a new one because I've kind of hacked one together. But this is what a dummy battery looks like. And this is basically the setup we're trying to go for. We're trying to go for like a 12 volt, a dummy battery that connects via a 12 volt wire. They're usually packaged together. So actually, this is the one sort of. We're getting very close. They're usually sold together. So this is what we call your battery plate. You can hook your NPF batteries into there, and then you can connect a dummy battery that fits inside your camera, and that's how we can power the camera with a bigger battery. So that's something you need to sort out if you want to stream for a long time. Oops. Out for what? I hope she's okay. Anziot, are you still here? Trying to wait for Anziot. She was in the middle of a tutorial, damn it. Anziot. Where are you? Just waiting for Anziot to come back. C dot. That's what it is. We're just going through like the setup for that particular camera. She'll be back whenever. Alright. Indiana Jones, what's up? Good to see you back, buddy. I was explaining like how I keep track of where I am in the chainmail. Did you miss that part? Kinda went silent. I assumed you were working. Oh, you was on YouTube? No, I saw you on YouTube. Like, you sent messages. Oh, wait. You mean you weren't at work? We just... Look at this. You want to eat noodles now? Oh, I see. I get that a lot. Everyone thinks it looks like noodles. Maybe I should have some soy sauce in the background. Is it the music? Or is it like the chainmail? Just sitting here playing Smash. Oh, okay. Play Smash as well. Steve is a really interesting character. I like that release. It's totally pandering to like all the little kids out there, but now you can play Minecraft and Smash. I was about to go through like, you asked me a question where, you know, how do you know where to link the rings. Do you want me to go through that, or are you just chilling out with Smash? Oh, you were listening. Okay. So do I have to go over it again, or you're good? Nah, triangles. Okay. Yep. Pretty much. Pretty much. Are you winning, son? Who do you play in Smash? Okay. I've run out of thread. I'll make more thread. Bowser, as I decimate everyone, blowing everything up in camping. Wow. What is your, what's your GSP? Like, your global Smash power? Are you in Elite Smash now? I'm kind of like hovering just outside of, Elite Smash, I think. I heard it was like 6.5 million. I could be wrong. But I'm just hovering just outside of that. I'm like 6 million. Hey, I keep at it. Keep at it. Yeah, I will. It's a long process. Thanks for the encouragement, Schlar09. Schlar. Do it. Just do it. Currently making a thread. Just a chain. Just to keep going. Yeah, no problem. Zero, I don't have internet at work. Oh. RIP. Man, security guard must be an easy job. bits after this one. That's a good chunk of it. That's a pretty decent length of chain. This is the second person this week's making chainmail. Seen Reddit live. What's the influx of popularity all of a sudden? It's just different. I mean, like, it's hard to make it on YouTube and Twitch these days. Gotta go somewhere new. The guy you probably saw making chainmail is Edman. We're familiar with him. He does European weave though, or 4-in-1. I'm doing Japanese chainmail, so just stuff we're doing, you know. I think there has only ever been 2 people doing chainmail, so I don't know what you meant by popularity. I've been streaming on Reddit now for like, I don't know, a couple of months. Maybe 6 months? Roughly. Reddit's a good place. It's like got high discovery. decent length of chain. Attach it to the main piece. I'm gonna do my rounds real quick, leave my phone charging, be back in like 30 minutes. No problem. I might finish up soon. Anyways, so I'll catch you next time. What am I thinking about? I'm thinking about where am I going to connect this next, and why my back hurts so much. What are you thinking about? In explanation, just gonna have a guess. Are you a lady? Seems like a very. It seems like that thing is like something girls would ask. What you thinking about? And then men would reply, nothing. But yeah. I'm just thinking about. My focus is all here. Not really thinking about much. Just thinking about where this ring goes, how long am I gonna go for, why my back hurts so much. Should I stop? That's what I'm thinking about. But generally when you do something as repetitive as chainmail, you tend not to think about anything. What are you thinking about? It's also good to do something analog after spending an entire day of being in a digital environment. Just feels like you just need to disconnect sometimes. Anna Jones, hey, what's up? Wow, they made another of those Rue emojis. How's the rounds? What do you mean by doing the rounds? I was afraid, I actually was a little afraid I wasn't going to see you before I left. It's only like 5 minutes to go on the Reddit. I had to like just finish up for today. There's only so much chainmail you can do one day. Oh, you walk around the side. Okay. What kind of site is it? Is it a shopping mall? Is it a office? Military base? What? What you got? Nudist beach. Apartments. Oh. Okay. Security detail. Nice. It's alright, gig. Community quiet and just here for noise complaints and such. Oh, okay. The money is good. Is it actually? Like, I don't know. I feel like $18 is a little small. And I guess that beats working in restaurants where you guys are, right? Because it's like $6 if you work in a restaurant as a server. And the tips aren't even that good. Minimum wage is 13, let's see. Yeah. I think that's equivalent to Australian, almost. If you do the exchange rates. How much is like, in America, how much is it to get like a burger, fries, and a drink? How much is that? For, you know, a okay-ish burger. How much is it in America? Like $15. Seems a bit much for a burger. Depending where you are, yeah. Fast food, probably 10. Yeah, I was thinking about that. See, like, you guys, I think it's like 60 American to an Australian dollar. Yeah, $20 is just ridiculous. Let's see. There's a place for high-end burgers. It's like $10 for just the burger. So sometimes it's kind of dumb. Which is basically $15 for just the burger. But you guys get it in a meal, so. But it's also $10 for a meal, fast food. So that's like 15 Australian. So I feel like fast food burgers are pretty much the same. But your better quality burgers are probably cheaper than ours. Like you said, $15 for a decent burger and fries and a drink. Whereas a decent burger here would be just like, you know, $15 for just the burger. So I feel like Australia's like losing that aspect. So whilst our fast food is like pretty much the same, I feel like you get your better burgers for cheap. So that's a plus side, I guess, if you're living off the high-end burgers. Low-key, I like your Aussie money. Isn't that shit plastic? It is plastic. Isn't yours like printed on some kind of paper? We can afford colors. Yours is like still black and white, except it's green. Your money kind of looks boring to look at. Yeah, popping money. That's right. Oh, fuck you, it's green. It looks black and white. I think the newly printed ones look black and white. But we got paper. Except, you know, it's all going plastic now, so I wonder if I have any bills. So like this is an example. So we got like this is an Australian dollar. This is like the $20 note, obviously. It's made of plastic, obviously. You can see like the identification stuff. Like that strip is like our new security measure. And it's like fully transparent. And it's got like holographics and stuff in it. So yeah, authentic newly printed money. This is like a really recent thing. It looks like, you know, the bill is like torn in half. But it's a pretty cool design, I like it. We never really had this strip before. This is a new thing. Like, there are older versions, but that's what our money looks like. Got cool rainbow stripes in your money. Isn't that like low-key, like your American flag in the background? Like all the rainbow stuff, is that like sometimes it's your American flag, right? Yeah, counterfeit money is black and white. Yep. Will it melt in your car? It has, well, I've never seen cases where it has melted. It has never gotten that hot. It's never gotten that hot, like in Australia before, so. Alright, well, it's getting late. Probably gonna play some Smash. I think that's enough Chainmaille in one day. It's LGBTQ. Sure it is. I think sometimes it's like your American flag though, because like I see like a rainbow, red, white, and blue sometimes. Will kangaroos take it? I've never seen kangaroos take it. Ever. It doesn't even look that delicious looking. You want to ride one? Oh, I don't... Kangaroos won't let you do that. They're not like horses. It's not like the cartoons. I don't think, like... They're just too wild, you know? That's like sort of like trying to ride a coyote at your place. Oh man. I like the wily coyote thing you got going there. I want to ride one. Can't ride coyotes. Just won't stand still. Part of yours. Not rainbow. You're the one who said rainbow. You said it was like you had rainbow stripes in the back of your money. You're the one who said that, not me. Let's see. Nice. Yeah, I haven't ridden a crocodile. I don't think you can get in a kangaroo's purse. It's actually really small. You can probably get a leg in. That's probably about it. And it will be gross. It won't be dry. It'll be super gross. It'll be like going up the butt of a coyote, dude. You probably get 1 foot in and it'll be gross. Gross. It'll be super gross. It's like going up the butt of another large animal. It'd be like going up the butt of Donald Trump. It wouldn't be nice. You'd think it'd be nice because it's exotic and it's got like cool fur, but it's gross. Oh, rainbow security strips. We got clear security strips. Especially I like the clear and holographic look. Holograms, man. Be part of the future. Yeah, it's wet in there, dude. It's gross. It's wet. Not that I put my hand in whatever, but it's gross. Pretty sure they don't clean those out. I've never seen a kangaroo clean, their pouch out, so it's pretty gross, dude. Goddamn Pokemon holographic cards. Yep, that's our money. Exactly what it is. I don't know what it's like inside a kangaroo pouch, but I know that the baby kangaroos, that's where they drink milk from, like it's on the inside. I'm pretty sure it's wet. Pretty sure. But I've never been inside, so I don't think a kangaroo has ever allowed anyone to do that. It's kind of gross to think about. Put your hand in a pouch. But not a kangaroo's pouch. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly. It's like going on the inside of a bra, basically, but more of a pocket. It's where they drink the milk, man. Yeah. Look up the anatomy. But I'm pretty sure that's where the joys drink the milk. Inside the pouch. It's basically an exposed womb, dude. It's a womb that they could go in and out of. Yeah, it probably smells like shit. Probably. Yeah, you don't want to mess around with it. It's like a cracked it. You probably already find someone living in there. Like the mole people underneath LA. I didn't know that there were mole people underneath LA. That's so weird. You're welcome, Halo. You're welcome. Glad you got to see some Australian culture. All that's left now is to feel it, you know? You just gotta feel it inside you. We're a big, fat Australian culture. I'm done with this for today. It's getting so big that I can't fit it all inside the can anymore. Alrighty, Howard, have a good day at work. Hope it's all chill out, all chill over there. Don't get shot. Put down those noise complaints. Maybe I'll visit someday. But Corona's got everything locked down, so it's getting late over here. I want to unwind with some video games. You watching conspiracy videos again? No, I'm not. Australian culture of the kangaroo dick. That's why shows I'm not going. Is it true half the shit they can kill you? Yes, but I'm pretty sure like you in the cities you won't encounter most of that stuff. Yeah, you'll be fine. Like, just visit. It'll be fun. Do you Maximofo? I know saxophone, not Maximophone. Alright, well I'm gonna head off now. Thanks for turning up. It's good to see you again. Hopefully I'm starting up again, so hopefully I will go back to a daily routine. I think I will start streaming in on Mondays and Wednesdays, but I'm hard committing to Tuesdays and Fridays, so that's like 4 days of the weekday. So that's what I'll commit to. So I'll maybe see you tomorrow, or like if not tomorrow, you'll catch me in the workshop on Friday. To answer your question, like I don't know if you heard my reply on the on how's it going. So how's it going? We're repairing more armor, as you can see. We're trying to get the chainmail going for the arms. The stormtrooper armor is a light armor I'm trying to refurbish, so I didn't make it from scratch, but I'm just repairing it and making it look better. The contact, the combat one, the black one, I actually completed the chest armor, but I still need to make the arms, legs, and knees. Arms and legs, basically. I got the helmet, just need to work on arms and legs, and that'll be done. So we're slowly pushing it forward. And then also, just to quickly sum up, I started another project. Someone on Reddit really really thought this jacket I'm wearing is cool. So I'm trying to design a hoodie that is this but better. So trying to make a samurai version of this. I was tossing around some ideas. I got some concept art down. Just got to design everything, and I'm also so I'm starting out with a basic hoodie pattern. So once I make the basic hoodie, I'll start adding things to it, modifying it, trying to turn it into some layered armored plates. So that's another project I'm starting. It's a hoodie project, because I think it's a thing that should exist, and it just doesn't, and I'm tired of waiting for other people to do it, so I'm doing it. So look out for that project, because once I finish designing it, I'll print out and manually make some myself, so I'll sew it together by myself at first, and if there's a demand for it, then we'll see about mass production. So we'll see. So that's another project I'm starting. It seems pretty simple, so I'm just go straight into it. Yeah, that's how I've been doing. You're all caught up. Yeah. Yeah, get that bread. Right. And then blow it all on crack and hose. You can come to the party. All right. Well, you're all caught up now. Have a good day. I hope to see you Friday or something. See ya. Later.